A few days ago, I briefly reviewed the 8 key steps to become purchase ready for home ownership, and I will be outlining each of the 8 steps in detail over the next couple of weeks. Today, I will be providing you with details about key step number 2. We give you a complete overview of the home buying process. Hi, I'm Kyle Noe with the First United team brokered by eXp Realty. We are dedicated buyer's agents who help you throughout the entire home buying process. We have found that it is important that you have a good understanding of what it takes to be approved for a good home loan. By knowing that now, you should be able to avoid the mistakes that some buyers run into while they are involved in the home buying process. For example, when you are getting a home loan, cash can cause you a problem for several reasons, especially if you've been saving cash vis-a-vis mattress money. If cash is part of the money you plan to use to pay your down payment or closing costs, it could be a problem. The source of the cash has to be easily verifiable or it cannot be used as part of your purchase funds. If you have some cash that you're planning to use, you need to understand the guidelines that must be followed. Another problem can occur if you take out any new or incur any additional debt while your loan is being processed. Lenders review your debt-to-income ratios when you get pre-approved, and if you open up any new credit accounts, you might find out that you no longer qualify for the same type of loan, or it might be that you may no longer qualify for the same price range as when you first got pre-qualified. In addition, getting new credit can sometimes negatively affect your credit scores, which can also cause you a problem. It is also very important that your lender fully understand your income. For example, if you report your total income, including overtime, that can be a problem. Many programs don't allow the lender to use overtime pay unless you have been on the same job for at least 2 years. In addition, if you're working 2 jobs and you don't have at least a 2-year history of working 2 jobs, the lender may only be able to use income from one of your jobs for your loan qualifying. And if you're getting paid cash, or if you're self-employed for less than 2 years, that income may not be able to be used for your loan approval either. Documentation for your home loan approval is also very important. You will usually need to give your lender copies of your last 2 years' income tax returns and W-2s, copies of bank statements for 2 months, at least a full month of pay stubs, investment accounts, 401k statements. If these documents are not readily available, it may slow down the processing of your loan pre-approval or maybe even the timing of your home purchase. So it's best to get these things together from the start. You don't want to miss out getting your dream home for any reason. Credit scores are a very important part of the home loan approval process. Many people are not aware that simply charging $200 on a credit card with a low credit limit can drop your credit scores by 10 or 15 points or even more. And opening any new credit accounts can also drop your credit scores. So it's really a good rule of thumb to just not use any credit while you're processing on your home loan. And be very careful not to make any payments late on any of your existing accounts. The loan pre-approval process can usually be completed in a day or 2. And the actual home loan can usually be completed in 30 days. But some lenders may need 45 days to process and close a loan. So it's always a great idea to get your information to the lender as soon as possible so there are no unnecessary delays. Another good tip is to use an experienced buyer's agent when you purchase a home, one who has been working with buyers for a long time. Usually we can give you the proper advice and guidance to keep you from getting caught in any of these traps. As a buyer, using a buyer's agent does not usually cost you a dime because the seller normally pays the commission to both the listing agent and the buyer's agent. If you select the right buyer's agent, you will typically find that an experienced agent will go a long ways towards making the home buying process as smooth and hassle-free as possible. The loan pre-approval process can usually be completed in a day or 2, and the actual home loan can usually be completed in 30 days. But some lenders may need 45 days to process and close the loan. So it is always a great idea to get your information to the lender as soon as possible so there are no unnecessary delays. It is important that anytime you have any questions at all, you don't hesitate to ask me or call me on the phone. I always try to provide the highest level of service possible, and I certainly want to make sure that we are always keeping each other informed about any questions or concerns that you may have. You will find us to be very accommodating to your schedule, always available to answer your questions, and you will notice that we are always doing everything we can to keep things moving smoothly to your successful closing and the day you get the keys to your new home. If you have any questions now, just give me a call at 405-210-5319. We will be glad to answer any question you may have at this time. We have found that offering a brief 15-minute conversation is one of the best ways we have of helping you get started with this process. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, and we hope to visit with you real soon. Thanks again for watching today's brief video. Bye-bye.